Lightning crashes in the window, screeching at the window. Branches, maybe? Ghosts? Those less fortunate? It was 30 years ago today that we who are over the age of 30, all of us, found ourselves at the footsteps of the asylum, which doesn't have footsteps, but they have normal steps.
It was spelled with 2 S's. Asylum.
It was kind of a sexy asylum. It's for those people who say, I'm too hot to handle. That's for them.
What if you're crazy with a big old booty? Where do you go? The asylum.
They permanently have a sign up saying, this person not allowed, and it shows Sir Mix-a-Lot at the door.
Legend says this is where Nicki Minaj was born, in the annals of the asylum. There we were as kids, asked to solve a certain mystery.
But when it came down to it, who was more qualified than those not entranced by buttocks?
Yes, we were too young to be butt boys. We loved breasts.
We were definitely boob guys.
All of us were, even Debbie.
That's right. And it was middle-aged Missy Maluga who wanted us to solve the mystery of her missing yacht. Where did it go?
How I remember that little ditty we said, oh, Miss Maluga, as big as a beluga. If I were older, I'd go, awooga wooga.
Kids are cruel.
That's right. We left her in tears, and then we left to go find her butt.
And we found it just across the road at the local plastic surgeon shop.
She forgot to get it installed.
That's right.
So she had just empty pockets up there, if you know what I'm saying.
Up there?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That was her problem.
Well, it was up there for us.
For us.
Because
Oh,
we were
right.
kids.
And she was quite tall.
She was 7 feet tall.
Yes.
And she had an uppie.
Chill.
We just
Classic uppie. That's what they mean by Brazilian butt lift, right? They raise it to your higher back.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a huge uppie.
That's right.
And I'll never forget the reward she gave us for her returning her butt implants to her.
2 gold stickers from Trader Joe's.
We fought over those 2 stickers, and eventually we split them all into thirds, and
That's
we all
right.
had.
And then you took 2/3, and you took 1/3, and I was left in a gutter.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we said, those stickers aren't enough. Why?
So we held her at gunpoint.
Yeah.
We demanded more for our services.
We
That's right.
robbed her for all she's worth,
And we said, write a letter claiming that you're a lunatic because she only worked at the asylum, and we wanted to condemn her. to live
So I
there.
stole her implants. I put her fingerprints all over it.
Okay,
and
common theme.
And I framed her for stealing it.
Okay,
She's been in prison.
Can we
Well, I
call it a
guess we
common
do
theme
that
if
a
we're
lot.
done to talk about strangling somebody to death or burning a witch? Come on now.
But that is our classic move, is to put fingerprints on whoever comes to us with the crime. Whoever says, can you solve this crime for me? We say, yes, we can. But the asterisk is that we will most likely frame you.
If you inconvenience us in the slightest, you will either end up dead or in prison for the crime you're a victim of.
And
It's it's a risk. We're the best in the biz, but you better just don't double the cross us.
That's right.
But this was just a classic case for us.
Tiny Detectives on
Tuesday.
Tuesday. It feels weird to say us Tiny Detective Tuesday.
Us Tiny Detective Tuesday. That's our proper
Us,
noun.
comma.
Is that the name of our detective agency? Of course it is.
No, the Tiny Detectives.
Okay.
But this podcast where we recap our past and present cases.
And that's who we are.
That's who we are. We changed our name legally, collectively. Have you ever had a collective name?
Yeah. I mean, like once when I was in a commune, I guess we were all known as Legion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I miss those red eyes.
Yeah. I mean, those late flights, you know.
Ugh, big time. Well, you want to go ahead and introduce our...
Hey, welcome to
show?
Tiny Detective Tuesday. My name is... Oh, no. We're back here.
Flynn?
No,
Flanagan?
I can't. No.
Ridley?
No, that's not it.
Flynn Ridley?
Finny Brown or something.
Finley Brown?
Finley Brown. There we go. Thank you. We were dancing around it for so long. My name's Finley Brown. I have memory issues. Don't worry about me.
And I'm Hank Whistle. I had a plantar wart, but now I have 2 plantar warts.
I'm Debbie Dawn Knotts, and I wear overalls upside down.
Guys, before we...
I'm doing the math.
Wait a second.
Where the straps are going, I
Wait a
guess,
second.
under the crotch.
Good thing you've got that big zipper that goes in the
Do you
abdomen.
wear it backwards and you got a little butt flap?
That's right, I got
Oh,
the
is
butt
that
flap
the
so I
butt
can peek
flappers.
through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I put my arms through the legs.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, right.
That was the easiest part to understand.
And you're still banned at the Cinemark.
Oh, and the Cinemark? Or
Yeah.
do you mean LA?
You will both.
Oh, I did get banned at the Cinemark because I kept lurking in the little booth where the people turn on the movie, the pictures, the moving pictures.
That was only half of it because you're wearing upside down overalls, but you insisted on doing handstands the whole way there.
And I don't wear underwear.
Yeah, there was
I'm
nothing
invincible.
else going on. But your butt hair is long enough to where you tried to convince people that was your actual head.
Yeah. It's a little prank I did.
Something I loved about you in our 20-year marriage.
It's a disguise when I'm undercover. It's a
Yes.
great disguise.
And Debbie, please tell me the principle of why you don't wear underwear.
I believe in bare honesty. And I
And bare
refuse to
nudity.
hide the truth.
It's hard to, like, you're very convincing when you're doing it, though. I mean, you do play the kazoo, and it sounds right.
It
so.
sounds right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is when people try to describe me to the police, because as you know, we don't have licenses to solve crimes.
Right?
We're not certified.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when people
Yet, I'm dropping breadcrumbs for something we'll talk about later, but please go
Okay.
on with your butt wig.
That's right. So people
I wish it was a wig.
I'd sleep better at night if I knew that was a wig.
It's certified hair. But
Straightened and crimped.
that's right. I've donated locks of love. I've grown it out.
You've been
12
banned.
inches.
You were banned at Locks of Love,
I've been
too.
banned from Locks of Love.
When they sent us that picture of that poor orphan who was suffering from alopecia, I was horrified.
I was
And he had a
gift.
full Marge Simpson hairdo, thanks to you.
You insisted on sending it crimped and stiff.
It's not my fault that he chose it.
You're right. You're
Blame
right. You're
the child.
You're the victim here.
It hurt my feelings that I got that kid got so many mean comments on his Facebook post.
Oh, that you weren't mentioned at all, but it hurt your feelings that the wig made him get bullied. My goodness. But I have been having an issue because as detectives, we are technically vigilantes, but I started changing that last week. I went to night school to become a detective.
That's crazy. You know they only want one thing.
What could they teach you that we don't have, right?
Well, what's that one thing they
Yeah.
want?
You.
They want me.
For
They
ye-
want me?
You know, for years they've been trying to recruit you so they can get their slimy hands on you.
Wait, this community college is funded by our local PD who have been trying to get us for crimes all these years.
This is just a way. Does he make you raise your hand
He does.
and give
I'm
examples?
on a string. He does this and my arm goes up.
And he makes you give examples of local crimes.
Of local crimes, which I give too many details about. What's your
Very
point?
specific details that might incriminate you.
I said I should know. I was the only one on the scene. I saw the light fade from his eyes. I know for a fact it wasn't an accident.
Until I threw his body over the railing and heard a death rattle.
See?
You're saying this is a big con by the police to get me trapped for my crimes?
Is he holding an old-fashioned microphone underneath your nose?
Yeah, and he makes me sound like with a transatlantic accent the whole time.
Yep.
He says higher pitch, so we can catch it on the frequency.
Sound a little more like a
familiar.
carny, please.
No, I choose not to believe this. I choose to believe that they love me and they've liked my work over all these years.
And local PD wants to get you even more than he wants to get us, because we all know your mom left him for your
Mrs.
dad.
Don Knotts?
Mrs. Don Knotts.
That's right. The original Don Knotts.
Left the PD for your dad. He left the PD for another
Well,
D.
that's the PD's fault for making them choose like that. You know, they said you can either choose your job, this municipal task force, or you can choose the love of your life. And I think that is a dilemma and that is just it's a crossroads that most people don't want to have to be put in.
That's right.
It feels a little unnecessary, if you ask me. A lot of widowers and widowees being made.
That's right.
You labeled that as one of the reasons you divorced me, even though you weren't applying for the police academy.
Yeah. I think you can say anything that applies to other jobs.
Yeah, you could just say stuff.
Hold on. That's a bold and broad claim. Could you please embellish just a little bit?
Like, you can say, I gotta put you down. Because that's a veteran phrase.
And then legally put somebody down because you announced it in an official term?
That's a veterinarian. Sorry, not veterans. Veterans.
The Veterans Hospital actually does have some very questionable ways of running. We've been meaning to talk to them about that.
They've got bad ethics.
Well, that explains why I took my grandpa and they euthanized him on the spot.
You gotta be careful not to mix those two up. Because they'll be like, this dog is sick.
I went to the vet and I said, yeah, he's got a little cough. And before I finished the sentence, he had the dog poison.
And I'm always taking my dog to the veteran center.
And now he's in Iraq.
When they redeploy veterans, that's the job for Veterans Center.
But he gets 10% off at the local Sprouts Market.
That's true, and he gets to wear camo every day, and he wears a hat for 30 years.
He's got a bandana around his forehead, and he's in a wheelchair, and he shouts at people.
Yeah,
I love your dog. And honestly, I say thank you to your dog for his service, because it is a service animal.
He's been through so much, but you can say anything like that. You can say, check please.
And then they have to give you the check.
They have to charge you for something.
Because that's from a restaurateur.
Yeah, it's interesting. Every profession has a hidden menu, has a hidden code.
Right. Yeah, it's like the secret menu at In-N-Out, but for anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember when I got pulled over and they said, "Do you know how fast you were going?"
Yeah.
And I said the secret menu, and I said as fast as I gotta, and then I zoomed off.
And what occupation says that?
Cop sometimes. So he thought I was a cop.
Bad boys, they say it.
Those big
Bad Boys 2,
yeah,
they
the
say
job
it.
of being a bad boy.
So you got banned from yet another thing. I am clearly going to a legitimate, real detective school. What do you got going on?
Well, I've kind of had it from just watching from the sidelines as we are just continually crumbling economically and politically.
Don't get this guy started on the economy.
Morally.
Oh, no.
And so I just, I decided to take things into my own hands. Chuck Tuffley has had it too good. Everything in his life is just roses.
Classic Chuck Tuffley, mayor of the town.
Mayor of the town,
Yeah.
Classically mayor.
Son of the late Chuck Tuffley, who died under mysterious circumstances.
I vote every day for new mayor. I put it in the ballot.
Well, father of.
I put it in the ballot. I say, Spirit the cartoon.
Spirit, yep.
I vote for you.
Noir film.
Do
you guys remember when we voted in as a city treasurer, Land Before Time 3? That was the only time we ever balanced
The like
budget.
clamshell VHS box of it.
Right.
Only time we've had a balanced budget.
And we would put it in, and we would ask questions. We'd be like, "Oh yeah, should we add more spending to the school arts department?" And then we'd press play, and we would watch it until some semblance of an answer would happen.
Yes.
And you remember that classic "Land Before Time" quote?
I do remember, oh no, big tooth coming, run, run, run. And we were like, wait a second, big tooth,
We defunded the dentist.
We did under the dentists, which were a big problem in this town.
They had too much money.
They did predatory dentistry in this town for years.
Stealing people's teeth.
Yeah.
And as we've established in this universe, all dentists are polygamists.
Yes.
And so they were using their funds
To get more wives.
To get more wives.
To pay their hygienists, which we all know what that means. Oh, my goodness gracious. So, you're sick of it politically, but I was so shocked to learn who you're backing for president this cycle.
The president of our town.
President Mayor.
No, of the nation. I'm going on a federal politics.
Oh, well, that's right. Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh.
From Killing Eve.
From Killing Eve, that's right. And Sideways.
And from Princess Diaries.
Yeah.
And my favorite line from her in that movie, she answers the phone, she goes, "Gupta."
Oh, I didn't know she said that. Maybe I should.
Well, that's her last.
Maybe I shouldn't back her anymore.
You don't like that stare.
Is that a slur? Gupta?
It's her
That's
last,
a slur if it's anything.
It's her last name in the movie. So she answers the phone saying her last name.
Gupta.
Me going, Donat.
Donna.
Donuts?
And you did that before you stole my last name, and you did it enough times where
That's
people are
right.
like, you're the Donuts, and I'm the crazy one.
Yeah, that's right. And my last name was F yourself at that time. So I would answer and say F yourself, and they would immediately hang up. I'm like, what's
We
happening?
missed out on so many Comcast promotions. I'm so mad that we're paying full price. They upped our internet rate because they said, no, you F yourself.
That's true. That's true.
We had so many marital problems. I don't know how we lasted the 20 years we did.
That's true. And our therapist, we tried to have a therapist, but every time they called to say, can we reschedule, I said, F yourself.
And we had to find a new therapist all the time.
Yeah,
But speaking of finding something new, we got a new case this week.
Yeah.
We're calling it the case of the 1969 calendar.
That's right.
And what's interesting about this calendar is people are saying that this calendar serves as a legal contract because someone said to a date decades and decades ago that they would marry this person on January 4th, 1969, and is now bringing it up now saying that person has defaulted, has breached contract, and did not carry out the contract to marry them all those years ago.
They signed a pre-marriage contract.
They signed well, let me back up.
It's interesting.
They've been married this whole time.
Okay.
But
Since
now it's
1969?
since January 4th, 1969. But now the calendar's gone missing, and this ex-wife is saying, I'm free, I don't have to marry ye. She speaks in rhyme.
Okay, but they were already married.
They were married, but now the wife is saying without the calendar, which served as the
After
marriage
over
contract.
50 years, I'm not going to take this anymore.
And this is big news because divorce is illegal in our town.
That's right. We're run by a very old-timey Catholic person.
This town is rampant with polygamists who don't believe in divorce.
And so this is the only way she could possibly get out of her marriage. Sad.
Yes, because
Sad.
typically you sign a marriage contract,
Yeah.
you get it ratified by the courts, and it's recognized by the states. But they did what's called a street marriage, where they agreed on a calendar, and as long as the calendar was around, it was around. But now she's saying, I'm a free woman. And, she's been flirting it up all over the place. She flirted me up. We went on 6 dates. She's starting to move in. It's getting very complicated.
Yeah, she's flirting pretty hard.
And So who's hiring us for this case? I
The
forgot.
ex-husband is trying to hire us to find who
That's
stole
right.
the calendar.
And he knows that your wife, that his wife has moved in with you.
No.
Oh.
I made him sign an NDA in case he found out he couldn't tell me.
That's right. You didn't tell him what he was signing. You just said this is an NDA. And even it can't even be disclosed to you.
Well, I made him sign on a 2024 calendar, but in May I wrote in fine print all of these details.
And you made sure to include the clause that we are fully entitled to strangle anyone that we find guilty.
The termination clause, it just go termination clause : literally.
That saved us so many times in court.
The judge just throws their hands up and say, why do they keep signing these things?
The fun thing about this case is we've all collectively agreed that we're not going to find the calendar because his wife. We're pro-divorce.
Yes, we are actively
against
sabotaging this case.
Against cops, pro-divorce.
Pro-divorce.
We're anti-fundamentalists in this town. We have very fundamentalist views in this town, and we are going against it.
That's right.
It's paradox. If we're fundamentally opposed to fundamentalists, are we any better?
So we've decided. So we've decided that we're going to fraudulently create a calendar.
Yes.
That-
This podcast is outlining a crime that we want to commit against this man.
We are trusting you with this information. You are complicit. If you try to report us, you will also go to jail.
You
Yes.
will be dragged down with us. You are an accomplice.
Yes.
We
Already.
are making a verbal termination clause with you right now.
And let you know, this is proactive and retroactive to all past and future episodes. If you rat us out, you agree to be pinned for these crimes.
That's right. That's right.
And it's signed with a kiss. Mwah.
But that's right. Yeah, so we're basically now scheming of how we're going to discover the calendar.
A fake calendar
Yes.
that actually says marriage schmarriage. This is a hoax.
And we all know that one exists somewhere.
Right.
And on all of the calendar pages, we're gonna forge the signatures of every human in the city, so the whole city agrees marriage.
They were witnesses to marriage schmarriage.
Yes.
Another reference to Count Olaf. Because in the movie, Violet is going to marry him,
And when you say another reference to Ken Off, you mean a previous episode we haven't brought up today.
In which
Yes.
you yourself was an acting reference to Count Olaf.
He is my muse.
Yes, of course.
And so that's where I got this idea, because Violet is supposed to marry Count Olaf, but she signs the marriage contract with her left hand, as that is void.
You know, I've been meaning to talk to you that maybe you shouldn't try to model so much of your life after a villain from a children's book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you just got over doing this with the other giants from the BFG, like the bad giants,
And you fart up a storm. You just elevate straight up in the
right.
air every time you let it rip.
And I'm always trying to peek into kids' windows, right?
Which wasn't quite as bad as your Sauron phase.
That's right.
Yeah, where you just stood on top of a tower and went.
That's right. And I kept stealing everyone's rings, which made sense
mine.
because people were like, "Well, she is pro-divorce and against cops." So
Here's what I love about our detective agency. Most people expect detective agencies to solve crimes. No.
Certainly not commit murder.
We're going to read between the lines of these crimes and say, does he really want to bring this calendar, or does he want us to abolish marriage as an institution? And I think we're doing a great job.
that's right. People always talk about content communication. Say what you mean.
Yeah.
That's just not true. You need to believe you can read people's minds.
Yes.
And that's how we're going to solve the world's problems.
You can communicate whatever content you want to me. I'm going to think what I think and make that a reality.
That's right. Think what I'm trying to send to you right now.
Oh, this is just telepathy.
Oh, I gotta figure out how to kill those kids so I can take their fortune.
See, close.
Oh.
It was grown-up kids. Adults.
Like us.
Like us.
Classic grown-up kids.
That's what I love about you're not trying to marry kids. You're trying to marry grown-up kids.
Grown-up kids
Yeah, it's on your Tinder
to get-
profile. Only attracted to grown-up kids.
Right, to get their fortune.
To get their fortune.
In fact, sometimes they're so grown up they're almost dead, and that's the
Yes.
sweet spot.
The most grown-up kids are some of the craggliest, creakiest people I've ever
Well,
met.
now that brings up a good point. If they get divorced, that means that there's an opening for a grown-up kid who is on the verge of death.
Oh, you think about that?
Who? The man? The
man?
husband? And
Yeah.
that's what he's called. He's the town husband.
The town husband. He was voted in.
He's voted in as
Just after we voted in that VHS of Land Before Time 3, we
He
voted in the
snuck it
town
in there.
husband.
We had to do a recount and everything. It was between him and Fern Gully,
That's
and
right.
we barely won.
Which, say what you want about the corrupt politicians in this town, but we believe in democracy, damn it.
And just to catch you up if you're not sure, we vote in pretty much any title you can possibly have.
Town
with
witches.
that.
There's a mechanic in this town, if you can call it a mechanic.
But you have to be voted in as the town mechanic. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just choose that vocation. It's kind of like The Giver.
And there's also a town mechanic, a giver, who decides the mechanics of the
That's
town.
right. And there's one person who sees all of the color and feels all the pain and love of the town. and we vote that person.
We
in
vote
too.
that person in.
We can't see color.
Have we mentioned that?
Yeah.
No. It's not we don't see color. We can't see color.
Yeah. You might try and say that makes us bad detectives, and we say termination clause, keep your mouth shut.
There are so many of our reports where it's like, I found a sleeping person covered in ink. And we're like, why is there all this ink here?
And that always leads us to the town ink man.
We have strangled so many town inkmen. We have to keep voting new ones in, only to have them
Like,
get strangled
why
again.
would he leave his ink all over this? It's so incriminating.
He's so sloppy.
And I'm so mad at the American Red Cross. They're always trying to give me ink transfusions. It's like, I am full. This big pen is full, baby.
A big pen.
Yeah.
A big old pen.
A big old pen. Yeah, so I like this plan. I like that we, and so once we give it to the town married man, he has to admit marriage is marriage. And I guess now divorce is now ratified and real.
That's right.
The whole town will accept it.
I think they have to.
I'm realizing now, how did we get away with our divorce? Because it was illegal at the time.
Well, you stole my last name. That was the loophole. Because typically when you get divorced, you go back to your maiden name, but you said, I'm you now.
Yeah,
And
if
you're someone else.
That's
You
right.
use the finders keepers clause,
Yes.
and that's watertight.
That's right.
You are legally married
That's
to
right.
yourself.
That's right. I stole your identity, and then that's right. I can't. And then they were like, you can't technically be married to yourself. So then we were separate.
But once marriage, I can be Hank Don Knotts again.
well,
What do you say?
You'll never really be Hank Don Knotts.
and just because divorce is legal doesn't mean I'll give you my name.
It's
Well.
a construct, man.
Yeah.
Well, I could sue you. I could sue you, Ray.
Well, you don't have the guts.
Really? You're calling me out right now?
Yeah.
I'll sue you, Ray. I'll sue you,
you
Ray
can't
right
even
now.
say the A word.
I can't commit to saying the A
You don't
word.
have the guts to say the A word.
I'll say the A word.
Okay.
Apple bottom jeans.
No, he won't do it.
You're right.
Oh, wait. Is Gabe trying to tell us something? Oh, okay. No.
Well, in a matter of speaking, I think
We basically just got the ... from Gabe. Like a text message, and then, when the ... appears,
An ellipses, yes.
and then they don't send you the message.
I liked the cue of there's nothing interesting enough to go on for me to monitor this. I'm going to start doing some chores. And he started erasing whiteboard.
Maybe we should have never voted him in as our podcast producer.
Town producer. But, I think once we have this town calendar signed, I think that's going to be another
Case closed.
Well, sorry, guys. After that, we're out of work. It looks like we're finally going to have to close up the old shutters. Unless...
Oh, our pacemaker.
Oh, now we gotta solve the case of the dying Hank.
Quick, the hospital. How do I save my life? A bunch of marbles?
Penicillin.
The blood of an orphan?
The ink of the orphan.
We're
on the case!